yes, you need to set goals, but at the same time, you need to be flexible enough. Although you may want to know everything, you cannot know everything. Now, apart from the fact that you and I are limited, time is also limited. And once you get the right systems, I can assure you, goal setting works. Hi there. Welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, my name is Alex Yeboasasu. I am a certified life coach, and on this channel, I share goal setting tips, relationship advice, and some in-betweens, all from a Christian perspective. In this video, I'll be sharing with you 3 reasons why I think you need to take goal setting seriously. Now, I've met a lot of people as a life coach, and I can tell you for a fact that there are 2 extremes. The first extreme that you need to avoid is people that say things like, well, goal setting does not work, and therefore they don't even set goals at all. They just live life, as it happens, which is not necessarily bad, but I think there's a better option. Now, the second extreme that you need to avoid are people that are very fixated on goal setting and very rigid. And it's more like, once I've made up my mind to do this, I'm not going to be flexible about it. And that as well, I think is not the best way to approach it. I think having a balance of both is very important. Yes, you need to set goals, but at the same time, you need to be flexible enough so that you'll be able to adjust your goals to whatever is happening to you in your life. And in one of the previous videos, I talked about the 5 myths of goal setting. And one of those myths that I talked about was the fact that, once I set a goal, I definitely must accomplish it. And I said, well, that is not the case, at least from my experience, doing goals myself and also helping others as a certified life coach. Now, so I'm going to share with you the 3 reasons why I think that you should take goal setting very seriously. Before I even start, I'm going to read a scripture. I love the scripture. I think that it really, speaks a lot, to what I'm trying to talk about right now. And this is from Proverbs chapter 4, verses 25 to 27. And it says, "Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil." Obviously, this is not like a specific goal-setting related scripture. I mean, the writer of this scripture wasn't thinking about goal setting per se, the way I'm talking about it when they wrote this scripture. However, we can see how this can be applied in that context, right? Look straight ahead. It sounds like, man, focus. Like, have something that you're thinking, you're focusing on. And it says, and fix your eyes on what lies before you. So it means that there are a lot of things around you, there are a lot of things ahead of you, there are a lot of things behind you, but just make sure you are focused on what lies just before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Sounds like, hey, be clear and specific on where you're going, and then stay on the safe path, which means that there are other, unsafe ways of doing things, which means there are other ways that when you set your goals, which I talk about in the why, goal setting doesn't work. If you have not watched the video, check in the description. We're going to link it for you as well. So don't get sidetracked, which means that you and I can get distracted. And therefore, and it says, well, keep your feet from following evil. So based on this scripture, I'm going to share with you the 3 reasons. The first one is that I think you need to set goals or take goal setting seriously because you are limited. Absolutely. Whether you like it or not, there are a lot of things that you cannot do. Okay. In fact, I always say that, although you may want to know everything, you cannot know everything, right? Although you may want to know everyone, you can never know everyone. Although you may want to go to a lot of places, you definitely cannot go to all those places. And although you may want to do everything or a lot of things, there are a lot of things that you cannot do. Right now, I'm somewhere in the office, and that I wish I was somewhere else right now at home helping, my wife and the baby and everything. But I cannot do all this at the same time because I'm not God, who is the only one that is omnipresent. And because we are limited, I think it makes a lot of sense to set goals. Now, I always say that the fact that you can do something does not mean that you should be the one to do it. And sometimes it's so difficult to actually differentiate between, hey, what is a priority to me versus what I can give out to people. But all of this can actually be sorted out when you take the practice of goal setting seriously and when you do it well. And of course, there are a lot of videos I'll be sharing even in subsequent videos that will talk a lot more about how you can practically make this happen. Now, the second reason why I think that you need to set goals is because time is limited. Now, apart from the fact that you and I are limited, time is also limited. All we've got is 168 hours a week. That is not enough. Now, it sounds like a lot, but look, so let's say when you take, you do an average of 8 hours of sleep every day, that's 56 hours already gone. And all you have left is, just 112. And that cannot do so much compared to what we want to do. Yeah, so there are so many things that you definitely will not be able to do simply because time is limited. And that requires you and I to prioritize and to make sure that we are actually focusing our time and our energy and our resources on the things that matters most to God and to ourselves and those that are around us. So I think that apart from the fact that, you are limited, time being limited is also another big reason why I think you and I should take goal setting seriously. The third point, which I'm going to share with you, is the fact that you can easily get distracted. Trust me, no matter how focused you are, you will always, at some point in time, get distracted. Look, and I'm going to give you a very practical example. Sometimes, personally, I go to my phone, maybe I go to YouTube, I'm going to search for a specific video, and immediately I get to YouTube, I get like a suggestion from YouTube about maybe a soccer game or something that YouTube knows I like because of the kind of videos I watch. And guess what? Before I know it, I've spent like 20 minutes just scrolling or just watching that particular video that wasn't even the main reason why I went to YouTube. And then before you know it, I actually forget why I actually, went to YouTube. Or I end up now going to look for whatever I went there to do, and eventually end up wasting some time. So all I'm saying is that we can get distracted, and because we can get distracted, it's helpful to set goals. Now the question is, how will goal setting help us with, for example, the example that I gave? It's so easy. Sometimes those moments where we get distracted or we spend our time on things that may not matter most to us are times when you feel like you don't have much to do, right? I'll give you an example. In America, there's, I live in America here, and there's a Thanksgiving, which is very practiced very seriously here. So during Thanksgiving weekend, like this particular year, my wife and I, traveled to Indiana to visit a mentor and the family. And guess what? Just that 2 days or so that we were there, it was very unusual for me that I woke up from bed and I didn't have like any specific major agenda. All I had to do was just live the day as it went on and just spend time with the family and just spend time eating and celebrating and, just having a good time. That was very unusual for me. So imagine, and there are a lot of times that come like that. Sometimes your routines might be interrupted because of some changing schedules. And there are many other reasons why that can happen, where you can have some time that you typically wouldn't have, for yourself. Now, imagine you don't have any goals written out or things that you are practically working on intentionally. What's going to happen is that you may just end up wasting your time or spending your time doing things that are just time wasters and may not, bring you the best of productivity. So I think that that's the third reason why you need to set goals. The first one is you are limited. Number two, time is limited. Number three, you and I can get distracted. Now I mentioned three reasons, but I'm going to give us a bonus reason, which to me is the most important reason why you need to set goals. And that is setting goals. I always tell my client that the goal of goal setting is not necessarily to achieve all the goals, but to be found doing something worthwhile with your time from time to time. So in other words, like I said, the example I gave earlier on with the previous point, whenever you get to that point, you feel like, man, I feel like I have some more time than I typically do have. Once you have goals written down, you can easily go back and say, well, what can I do with this time that I have? And that will help you a lot to be able to invest your time doing something more meaningful, to be able to achieve something much more better and be able to live a more fulfilling life, as it were. So I hope I've been able to encourage you enough, or at least convince you enough to take the whole idea of goal setting very seriously. Now, if you are someone that doesn't set goals at all, you say goal setting doesn't work. I talk about that in one of the videos. It might be because of experience, which is very fine. I will encourage you that consider the system that you have in place to ensure that you achieve your goals, right? And once you get the right systems, I can assure you, goal setting works. I use it all the time. I've achieved so many goals this year, and there are many more goals that I'm actually working on achieving. As a matter of fact, this video that I'm recording right now was a goal I once set a while ago this year. So I hope this encourages you. Please take that step, set some goals, don't leave everything to chance, and don't just let the time go without using it meaningfully to glorify God and to serve other people and to bring fulfillment to yourself. God bless you so much. If you found this video helpful, I encourage you to just like this video and comment if you have any comments, ask questions if you do have any of the questions. If there's any videos in the context of goal setting or relationships that you want me to talk about, feel free to write that in the comment section as well. And please feel free to subscribe if you want more of this content. And I hope you can share this with someone as well that will be blessed with this. Until I see you in the next video, be good, love God, love others, and live a fulfilled life. God bless you and see you in the next one. What a joy.